Hi Scorpio, welcome to your year ahead tarot forecast with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you that helped me already on my way to making my 30,000 subscriber mark, thank you so much for all of your continued support. It truly means the world. For those of you that haven't, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button so you can help me reach my next milestone, which is 50k. Before we start, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And if you would like to donate to the channel for this video because you feel like it's helped you in some way, please do so on the web link below. Before we start, I would like to bless all of my decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Okay, so the month of January 2019, you get the Empress. So you start the year off with this feeling and draw and pull towards abundance, but towards creating abundance, towards creating stability, more importantly to creating a beautiful setting, and more importantly than that, creating a beautiful life for yourself. It's almost like January basically says that you're looking to create not only your best life and your best self, but you're looking to make your surroundings match the inside. It's almost like the feeling that I get from you is last year you did all of this inner self-development work, and what you've done, you know, and it's like in the month of January, what you're looking to do is make sure that your surroundings, so whether that's your bank balance, whether it's your home, whether it's your job, it's like everything outside of you, everything on an external level now needs to match the inner state of being, now needs to match the inner state of who I am now, of what I'm about now. And you're really sticking to that. It's like the feeling that I get from it is you're really about creating outside what you feel on the internal plane, on the inside. So to clarify, you get the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, you're making grounded practical decisions this year, but you're also in January, because the first card out is kind of like a feel for what the entire year is going to be for you. You know, it kind of colors all of the things that come after it. And the Empress card, especially with the Two of Pentacles, sees you making these big changes. And it's almost like the changes that you start to implement in your outside world, the things that you start to put in place in January, is about your external world matching your internal world. And you know, it's almost like the feeling that I get from it with this card is like saying to you, whatever you put in place in January and the changes that you make this year in general are going to be things that have, you know, far-reaching ripples. It's kind of like you're setting things in motion now that are going to really build and cement your future for you, which is really exciting. So February, you get the Temperance card. So delving deep into your spirituality in February, it's like you're taking stock. You know, January you're making things happen, you're kind of making the changes, you're actually making physical changes, you know, to your environment. For some of you this will be moving jobs, moving work, and you know, the changes that you're making, you're looking to really implement, you know, and cement in your life. So then February comes along and you're starting to understand the changes that you made on the external world came as a result of the changes that happened on the internal world, and you're delving beyond that into the realm of spirit. So in February it's kind of like you're really looking at your life and saying, right, what have I transmuted and what have I transcended? This is you really asking yourself at a deep level, you know, how am I ready to move forward now, and what is it that I'm ready to evolve? That's what I feel like. You know, it's like you put all these big changes in place in January, and in February you're delving into what that means for you on a spiritual level. It's kind of like the question that I hear you asking yourself is, what am I ready for next? You know, which is great. It's beautiful. Wow. So you get a double hit of the Temperance card, of the Temperance energy, and this basically says be patient with yourself but be patient with others. It also says that you're going to start to be able to see the beauty in every situation. You're going to be able to comb through your entire life past, present, and the projection of the future, and say to yourself, right, okay, I understand why the challenges needed to take place, and I'm now starting to put into practice what those spiritual lessons have been. So whatever whatever experiences you had, you're getting really deeply aware of what they mean for you on a spiritual level. And it's almost like you're going through a cleansing. So, you know, in the last year, you did all of the internal work, which I believe is the groundwork and the foundational work. January, you put into practice some of these big changes. February, then you start to understand them at a spiritual level, and you start to lean on your spirituality more in order to, you know, to glean where it is that you're going from here. What is it that you've learned? And more importantly, how does that fit in with who you're becoming? You know, February is going to be a month of deep peace, of deep understanding and deep spirituality, really delving into the depths of who you are and understanding, right, okay, what am I ready to transcend to? What am I ready to turn my hand at next? March, you get the Fool card. So new things, new people, new places. And it's like you lay the groundworks in January. February, you start opening your spirit up. What do you want me to see? Where do you want me to go? And then March brings you new places, new people, new things. It clarifies things for you by saying, no longer can you do what is old. No longer can you rely on what was. This is about building what is to be. To clarify that, you get the Star card. So this is beautiful. It looks like a lot of you are going to come into contact with an Aquarian, or you're going to come into contact with a group of people who are not only like-minded souls, but they're really all about helping each other. And it looks like March, you're rubbing shoulders with people that are on your wavelength. You're also kind of, it's like you find yourself surrounded by your tribe. In March of 2019, you're finding people and, you know, working with people and bringing people into your life and attracting the type of people into your life that you would consider to be your tribe. The Star card also says that in the month of March, there's going to be a really great opportunity. And the reason this opportunity is able to make its way to you, and I kind of feel like some of you will be saying in March, like, why couldn't this happen before? It couldn't happen before because you hadn't transcended to the level that you needed to be at in order to attract these people or this opportunity. March sees something really beautiful shape up for you. The Fool card is the bright and the light side of Uranus. The Star card represents the sign of Aquarius. So you've got that real sort of for the people, by the people feel to it. But on top of that, it brings you some kind of blessing. And the reason you're able to receive this blessing now is because you've transcended some specific experience. And that is ultimately wonderful. In April, the Wheel of Fortune. So April will see you traveling. March, possibly travel. I kind of feel like your home will be busy in March, and it will be more about interacting with people at home or in their homes. Whereas April brings you the travel. April brings you, you know, there's definitely a synchronicity and a blessing opening up for you in March and April, because you've got cards that kind of bring new things in, and they also bring synchronicities into you. But April will be the month where you travel. It will be the month where you need to go somewhere, where, you know, you could be traveling for work, you could be traveling as part of this group. But ultimately, April sees you on the road. You know, for some of you, it'll be on the road. For others, it will be overseas. So let's have a look at the clarify. So the April has the 8 of Cups as the clarifier. So this basically says to me that in April you are taking a lot of journeys. You're taking journeys that take you at a distance, but ultimately you're also literally walking away from some kind of hurt or some kind of disappointment. And it's almost like the travel that you do in April, or certainly some of the travel that you do in April, is around your personal healing. It's about making yourself better. It's about healing some rift in your, you know, in your personal yourself. It's interesting because 2018 you did the internal work, you know, on a personal level. January you make the outside, you know, you make some hard, fast, real world material moves even, in order to make the outside reflect the inside. February you delve into the realm of spirit to understand what your life path has been up until now. March brings you the tribe, it brings you the people that will be able to facilitate this, and it also brings you that blessing opportunity. And April, it's almost like you're able to really move past the past. You're really able to let something go and you know, and move beyond it. And you will do that, or a part of doing that will come in the form of travel, in the form of going somewhere specific that really helps you heal something about yourself or about your life path. May, you get the Judgment card. Interesting. So lots of Sagittarius energy here for you, which is quite interesting as well, because obviously Jupiter's just moved out of your sign and into the sign of Sagittarius. So May brings you a blast from the past. It's kind of like April will see you making a journey in order to heal your heart, in order to address some kind of emotional imbalance that's taken place. And May sees the blast from the past. It almost looks like the work that you do in April on removing certain feelings from the past is challenged and tested by what happens in May, or you know, it's brought up for you to really look at and finally lay to rest. But the Judgment card always brings us a blast from the past, and it always precedes major change. So to clarify, you get the Ten of Cups. This is beautiful for a lot of you. It looks to me, so January, it looks like some of you are changing home, and it looks like some of you will have 2 moves in a very short space of time. It looks to me, and it feels to me like May, for those of you that have Scorpio energy, like, or a lot of it, or, you know, especially those of you that are rising or sun sign Scorpios especially, I feel like May will be the time where you move into the last home, where you move into the forever home, and that's it. It's kind of like when you land there, I'm not moving again. This will be it. This will be the place that you settle at, the place that you settle in. Also, for some of you, you have, you know, a blessing coming from a family member. It could be an inheritance that you weren't aware that you were, you know, were about to receive. It could be that that money makes its way to you as a result of what somebody else has done in the past. You know, this could be something that for some of you as well, it could very well be some almost like a, you know, you sign up to win this whatever and you totally forget about it, and the month of May could see that coming back to you in a really big way. Or, you know, for some of you, you put an investment into something and you'd almost forgotten that you'd even done it, and then the month of May, it's like you get that blessing, because the Ten of Cups is not just ultimate wish fulfillment, but it's happiness. It's, you know, ultimate happiness. It's something so abundant that you can share it with the people that you love and care about most. And it looks like you'll share, you know, it's something from either your family or yourself that you are able to share with those you care about. These are really beautiful months. This is almost like it's just going to be a constant stream of personal building and personal evolution. And it also looks like the universe is supporting you with, you know, some new people that are going to facilitate really amazing things for you, you know, really doing some deep personal healing work and removing certain emotions that, you know, go back a long time. And then May, it's like the, you know, in response to that, the universe gives you even more to be grateful for. The month of June, you get the Death card. This is your card because it represents the sign of Scorpio, but it also represents a transformation. It represents the end of something. Interestingly enough, one of the things, when you see the Ten of Cups and the Death card together, very often this means that somebody will be leaving this plane of existence, but they'll be leaving in peace. It's almost like, you know, this could be, you know, touch wood for any of you, this could be somebody that is, you know, really, you know, somebody that's older that crosses over and they're finally out of pain, or, you know, it's always a crossing that is, although it's you know, painful, it's bittersweet. It's like this person goes and they go in peace. So the month of June could bring that experience for you. It's definitely a possibility, but there is a transition and an ending, a final ending coming in June that will wrap up. Let's see what the clarifier is. So you get the Page of Cups. So this is about an end to certain feelings. It's kind of like, you know, and one of the things about Scorpios, you guys, the funny thing I've always found about Scorpios is people are like, oh, you know, they don't feel anything, they're completely heartless, they're so dark. And it's like, no, the truth of a Scorpio is they feel so deeply and so intensely at such a deep level that it's actually, you know, almost to the point where they go numb with the feeling. And it kind of says to me that in June, you're going to be opening that up. It's almost like all of this work, all of the first 5 months of the year are preparing you to open your heart. They're preparing you to really do the work of saying, okay, you know what? Yes, I'm a Scorpio. Yes, I'm secretive. Yes, I do things, you know, behind closed doors, but I'm actually ready to open up a part of myself to somebody else. For some of you, this could bring somebody back into the fold. Like I said, it's a blast from the past. So this could be a past relationship or a past partner. Now, the interesting thing about this is they will come to you and say, right, okay, I know how you are. I know who you are. And in June, you'll be saying, well, actually, I've evolved past the person that you knew. I've evolved past the experience of the person that you knew. And this is where I'm at now. Because the Page of Cups, for me personally, yes, it's artistic endeavours and all of those things. But it's also observation of your feelings. Really understanding and really acknowledging who you are at a deep level. Could also be a Scorpio child. You know, for those of you that are looking to have children, it could be that June is the month where you conceive, you know, because it's always a transition. It's always a change. Definitely not necessarily one that you associate with birth or conception. But, you know, a Scorpio child, Page of Cups, pages can often represent children. They're very similar to aces as well, new beginnings. The Death card, transformation, the ending of something or the changing of something. So it's very, very possible. But lots and lots of big change coming, especially right the way from May right the way through June. July, you get the Star card again underneath the Star card, double hit of this energy. July is a really beautiful month for you because it brings you a lot of peace. It's almost like after this ending that takes place in June, after this cycle, season, you know, or whatever it is wrapped up and is, you know, closed off in finality, there's just like this overwhelming and overriding peace. And it's like, okay, you know what? I thought I was going to react to that, but I'm actually not. I can just be. Which is beautiful. You know, July also brings you another opportunity. It feels to me though almost like July you will be on the move yet again, and that's not moving home. This is more like travel for work or travel for people. Queen of Pentacles, how to get the most out of what you do. Queen of Pentacles, earth sign female, so she would be a Taurus, a Virgo or a Capricorn. And it looks to me like July brings you somebody, it brings in somebody that will offer you total and utter support. They're helping you go into the depths of who you are, and it's almost like this person's just going to be, they're going to say, you know what, I'm just here to be next to you, regardless. This is, you know, I would say this is somebody that is a true friend, like a true friend, somebody that can be there, be with you and not expect anything in return. You know, this is somebody that is freely giving, freely loving. And the thing as well with the Queen of Pentacles, because she's very grounded and practical, she's also, you know, with the Star card there, this is somebody that will tell you as it is. This is not somebody that's going to flower it up for you and make it prettier than it actually is. They will tell you what you need to hear as opposed to what you would like to hear. But this is definitely somebody coming in to support you in July, and it's also an opportunity for you to increase your abundance, increase your wealth, or even increase your earning power. So August, you get the Emperor. This sees you making a commitment. It sees you really delving into what it is to be committed, you know, and asking yourself, right, okay, how can I be the authority here? It may well as well, you know, the feeling that I get from it is it's actually going to see you having to take command of a specific situation. July, you may well need support because something is coming to a close in June, and you're kind of in this position where it's like, right, okay, wow, I've got somebody that's next to me, somebody that's supporting me. Whereas in August, you will need to start making decisions. You will need to start being the authority and standing up, you know, and doing the Scorpio thing. interesting because the Emperor card represents the sign of Aries, and Aries and Scorpio used to have the same co-ruler. Mars used to rule both signs until Pluto came into the mix. So to clarify, interesting, because the Emperor card is number 4. You've got the 4 of Cups here, which is about acknowledging your surroundings. August, you are stepping up to the plate, and you are calling a spade and calling a spoon. You know, and I kind of feel that as well. It's almost like you're going to be saying to people, stop making it what it isn't. Stop making a mountain out of a molehill. It's almost like you're really, yeah, like literally the words that I'm hearing are bringing people to heel. It's like, come on, you know what? Either bring it down or we're not going down this path. You're really kind of getting stern and getting strong in the month of August. You're, you know, establishing what is and establishing what isn't, but you're taking command. You know, August sees you really taking command of a situation. Okay, so September, the Devil card. A lot of people have had this this card for September, which I find really interesting and intriguing. It also suggests to me that September for you, in terms of what's taking place in your life, this is about what you're addicted to. And it feels to me like after some of the more challenging months, it's almost like this moment where you're going to be like, oh, you know, maybe I could just go back to how I used to do something. You're being urged not to. The old ways hold nothing but addiction for you. The old ways hold nothing but traps for you. And I kind of feel like you will be questioning yourself in September. Oh, maybe I should just go with what I know or what is easiest. And that will be the challenge. It's almost like you won't be facing an external challenge. You'll be facing the internal challenge. It's kind of like you're battling yourself. And with the King of Wands there, it looks like you win, which is awesome. King of Wands. Who is the King of Wands? Fire sign male. Saggy, Leo or Aries. Somebody that's fun, vibrant, feisty, somebody that is highly energetic, but somebody that says what they mean, means what they say. You know, it looks like the people that are in the fold for you this year are people that you can rely on, people that you can trust. It looks like you will come up against some personal challenges though in the month of September, and the personal challenges that you will face are, should I do it the way that I've always done it, or should I do something different? It's almost like you're going to try to rely on something, you know, and after all of the work that you've done to go forward, to push ahead, to go backward would be counterproductive. It's going to be really important for you to observe your feelings in September and go, you know, and go with what is new, go with what is ahead of you. Also, in terms of investments, in terms of finances, September is not the month. September is not the month for you to, you know, any get rich quick scheme, any, oh, you know, give me this and I'll give you that. Don't do it. September is the month to keep your hand in your pocket. It's not the month for you to step in to help anybody, and it's certainly not the month for you to invest in anyone or anything financial. October, you get the Hermit card. So, you know, happy birthday to, happy birthday to you later or you early born Scorpios. And the Hermit card sees you withdrawing. It sees you taking a bit of a break and taking a bit of a backseat and saying, look, okay, you know what? I need some time. I need some space. What am I about? I want to get back to myself. And it looks like September, the desire to crash the wagon and burn the wagon may well be evident. So, you know, when I say that, what do I mean? I mean, you know, picking up the bottle, overindulging in sex, overindulging in anything really. You know, that tendency could be there in September. So I wouldn't go down that route, because October will see you a lot clearer of mind, and it will see you wanting to be alone. It will see you, you know, wanting to take some time out for yourself just to sort through what is going on with you, you know, and where you're at. to clarify, you get the Devil card. So you're really going to be looking over your own patterns in October. You're really going to be delving into yourself to understand what your patterns are, what your cycles are, what needs to be let go of now. What is it that you can, you know, what are your addictions? What addictions can you remove from your life? The Hermit card sees you withdraw, sees you go within, it sees you quieten yourself down and stop your interaction with the world at large and people in order to get to the root cause or the bottom of something. And the Devil card, you know, is backing that up to say this is you looking all of your own personal little beasties in the eye and saying, right, okay, what is it that I need to work on and work past? Interesting, because, you know, like I said, you're making the external world this year reflect the inner world, and in order for the inner world to come out, you're going to have to clean it up. And, you know, it looks like that's what you're doing. You're really delving deep within yourself. November, the Chariot card. This sees success, it sees victory. This sees you, you know, all of the work and the effort that you're putting into yourself, into bettering yourself, into changing your habits, changing your patterns. It's absolutely wonderful. For some of you, I feel like there's a surprise marriage this year. It's almost like you meet somebody and it's like, you know what, wow, I'm completely taken with this person, and then bam, you marry, and you marry really quickly. Certainly for those of you that are single. For those of you that are in relationships, it says that you are going to do a lot of personal work on yourself, and you will find and you will gain a lot of respect from your partners. Relationships in general look quite interesting. It looks like a very self-sufficient year, you know, whether you're partnered, whether you're single, whatever. It seems like you're doing a lot of personal change, a lot of personal, deep, introspective work, but it's almost like people are going to be able to see you metamorphosize in front of them. It's like, wow, you know, you're doing all this work and I can see how it's really helping you because you're really changing. November will be a month of travel again. Happy birthday again to those of you that were born in November. Yeah, November is a month of travel. November, you are going places. And for some of you, I feel like there's an elopement. For others of you, you could go away and come back married. You know, I know a lot of you are sitting there saying like, I don't know, Raph, it doesn't really seem probable, but that's the feeling that I get from it. And if you know me by now, I always go with my gut. I always go with my intuition because it always speaks up. But yeah, November is a highly spirited month for you. November will see you in hot, warm, sandy, deserty lands. You know, it sees a lot of Scorpios traveling to places that are hot, to hotter climates, to, you know, it also looks like November's a really hot, steamy month for you. I don't know, maybe it's all about that birthday sex. You know, but, you know, all of that aside, it looks like November's a month for you to travel, and you'll be doing a lot of it, and you won't be doing it alone. You'll be traveling with someone. It'll be like you'll have a travel companion, which is lovely. December, you get the Strength card. So the Strength card sees you really looking after yourself physically, taking care of your physical body, but it also sees you delving into, what is my heart's desire? What do I really want? I've done all of this changing. I've put all of these changes in place. It's kind of like December's going to give you, you know, because you have your introspective close down for the winter in September and October, when most people are just gearing up to go into that. So you'll have already completed this. By the time November comes, you're already off traveling to a hotter, warmer climate because you've done the internal world. In December then, this sees you really getting in touch with, what is my heart's desire? What do I want from life? Where do I want to go next? And with the High Priestess there, this is, again, this is you bringing your physical body and your spiritual body into alignment. But it also sees you really doing the work to build on your psychic abilities. And when I say that, it's almost like, you know, whatever, you know, going to karate school for your psychic powers. Does that make sense? I guess, you know, December will be a month where you are learning to develop your psychic skills, your intuition, all of that stuff. I see, and you're making a real concerted effort into it because you feel like it's very important. It's like you've got this ultimate drive to improve your intuition, which is, you know, it's really powerful. it looks like a really deeply internal year, a very psychological, a very earthy sort of year. You know, you're really delving into yourself and going through the year. There's some brilliant months. There's some lovely peak experiences. There's definitely lots of change and lots of transition. There is support from some really good people, you know, the tribe people that, you know, are there for you. One person in particular, you will have a travel buddy, and for a lot of you, like I said, I really feel that there is like a surprise, and when I say a surprise marriage, it might not necessarily be a surprise to you and the person that you marry. It might just be that it's a relationship that's happened under wraps, and then you reveal to everybody, oh, by the way, I'm getting married. You know, so an interesting year. And the travel that you do in November, you won't go alone. September and October, you will be doing the final and last bits of self-analyzation and clearing the way for new things, new success, new business, you know, and a new self ultimately. And then finally, your key to the year, the Magician. I love that for you. I absolutely love that for you, because this suggests to me that you are doing it, you know, and you will continue on this process. Like, one of the things about Scorpio is they're very brave. They will just go for it, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much it might be a challenge. They will just go for it, and they will do what they have to do. You know, even sting themselves to death if they feel totally threatened. It's like, I will take my own life, I won't let you take it from me. You know, and that in itself kind of, when you think about that motif, it talks about courage, it talks about bravery, and it also talks about stubbornness. But this, for me, especially with the key to the year being the Magician, this is about strength, it's about power. It's about you coming into your own, and it's about you really starting to understand what it means to co-create your destiny and what it means to be turned on, tuned in and tapped in. Yeah, this is about you really understanding how to plug yourself into the mains of what we call the universe, you know, and really it's like you're doing the work. And you're building externally, outside, materially, financially, physically, everything that has happened inside. You're bringing the outside, the inside out, you know, and in a really powerful way as well. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing year, Scorpio. Come back to this video as many times as you want. You know, let me know what I got right, let me know what I got wrong, or it's not, I don't believe that I get anything wrong, I just believe that it's not necessarily for everybody. So, you know, come back to the video as much as you like. As I said, I wish you all the best for this year. Have an amazing one, take care, and I'll see you very soon for more videos.